Hello everybody, welcome back to something different we are going to do on the channel today. My name is Jack, by the way. And if you haven't noticed, on our website I put out a load of star ratings of recent Raw, SmackDown, NXT's, 205s and all that, all the different show star ratings. And along with that, I've been putting star ratings for every pay-per-view match that's happened so far this year. So what we're going to start doing, as it's WrestleMania, and we're past that, and it seems like WrestleMania is the start of the calendar year, or the end of the calendar year, if you will, for wrestling. I'm going to be giving you every pay-per-view, my star ratings, along with the other guys. They'll do their star ratings at some point, probably they'll be on this occasionally and whatnot. It was supposed to be me and Matt, but I completely died yesterday. The WrestleMania hangover was real. We are going to kick things off as the title and the thumbnail says WrestleMania weekend started for the WWE anyway. There's plenty of indie shows. It started with NXT TakeOver New York. We kicked things off on TakeOver with the War Raiders versus Ricochet and Aleister Black, the tag team champions of the War Raiders, and the Dusty Rhodes tag team classic winners, Ricochet and Aleister Black. This was a fantastic opener to the show, to say the least. Each four men seemed to have some ungodly chemistry, to say the least. And because of that, I gave the opener of NXT TakeOver 4 stars. This is going to be out of 5. It's not a Dave Meltzer racing where you go over 5 stars for some reason. This is out of 5. So I'm not changing it. Out of 5. Out of 5. This match gets a 4-star. Fantastic match, fantastic chemistry. The War Raiders retain. The right result, Ricochet and Black going up to the main roster. 4 stars. 4 out of 5 stars. Excellent match. Next up after that, we have the NXT North American Championship on the line. The Velveteen Dream versus Matthew Riddle. This was a good match. I've given it 3.5 stars. The only thing I didn't like about it was Matt Riddle dominated the match for a bit longer than I would have liked, in my opinion. It was about 10-15 minutes of just Matt Riddle dominance, and it just kind of dragged a little bit for me. So for that, 3.5 stars. The Velveteen Dream did retain his belt, which I thought was the right decision after a roll-up on Matt Riddle. Both bro-fisted afterwards. It's a PewDiePie thing, isn't it? They both bro-fisted afterwards. And, yeah, 3.5 stars. It wasn't the worst match of the night, in my opinion. But it could have been better. But that's just me being nitpicky. Next up, the WWE UK Championship between the champion, Pete Dunne, and the challenger, Volta. As a British lad myself, I was looking forward to this match so much. We all know how good Pete Dunne is. And we all know how good Volta is. They've wrestled before, and every time they've wrestled, it's a great match. Pete Dunne doesn't know what a bad match is. He constantly puts on good matches, and this match was no different. It seemed like a proper British wrestling strong style match. The strikes involved, the wrestling moves. There was a few thrown in there, but it was more on the strikes, the British strong style. And this match for me got a 3 3/4 stars. Volta picking up the win and ending Pete Dunne's 685-day reign, was it? With the belt. Fantastic match. I can't wait for Volta to have his reign. Who will beat him? Put my money on Jordan Devlin, probably, because that's recently happened in OTT. I wouldn't be surprised if WWE want to replicate that pop that Jordan Devlin got by beating Volta, but not for a long time. Volta versus Pete Dunne, 3 3/4 stars. Next up, the Women's Championship, the NXT Women's Championship. Shayna Baszler versus Io Shirai versus Kairi Sane versus Bianca Belair. This only got a 3-star for me. I felt like Fatal 4-Ways can be good. They can be good, but in this case, I felt like it had the match suffer a little bit because of it. I don't think a Fatal 4-Way with these 4 wrestlers works particularly. It was still an alright match. Like I said, it's a 3-star match. It's above average match, but it just didn't work, especially with the result that happened with Shayna Baszler retaining. It just doesn't make sense to then, because then those three can't really go with the belt anymore. And it's just like, oh, okay, because Belair lost in singles and now lost in this. Kairi Sane already had the NXT Championship and has lost it and has lost a match here. And Io Shirai, she hasn't lost a one-on-one match with Baszler, but she loses here. So just felt a bit weird to have Shayna go over. I'm not against Shayna going over. It just seems a bit weird. With a fatal 4-way, it was a perfect time to have Shayna Baszler drop the belt. But the 4-way, for me, didn't do it, unfortunately. And Shayna Baszler retains 3-star. That's all I can say on it, really. The main event of the evening then, the much anticipated NXT Championship match, the vacant NXT Championship between Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole. Now, this caused... there was a lot of discussion about it. And in my opinion, I felt like the last fall shadowed what the other two falls did in the match, if that makes sense. In my opinion, the first two, because it was 2 out of 3 falls, the first 2 falls were a bit sluggish. They just felt a bit slow, and I wasn't really feeling it. It was just a bit like, I wouldn't say I was bored. I wasn't bored during it. It was still good wrestling, but it's just, we expected this massive fight. And the first 2 falls for me were just sluggish, like I said. Didn't feel important, first 2 falls. And then the third fall hit. And if the first 2 falls were sluggish, the third fall was quite possibly one of the best storytelling, wrestling, emotional roller coasters I've ever been on. The third fall was fantastic and it really saved the match. But because of that, people then thought the match was really, really good, like the match of the year. I wouldn't say it was match of the year. I think I gave Cole versus Ricochet 5-star because I believe that was a fantastic 5-star match. That was my match of the year. This, I have given this a 4.25 stars. If the first 2 falls carried on the way, if the third fall carried on the way the first 2 falls went, it would have got 3-star, if that, possibly. But because the third fall was so good, it managed to save the match completely for me, and I've given it a 4.25 stars. Obviously, Johnny Gargano picking up the win to become the new and first ever Triple Crown champion of NXT history, to become the new NXT champion. So it's fantastic to see. Undisputed Era couldn't help Adam Cole win the belt, so there's that storyline there. And then after the match, as Candice and Johnny were celebrating on the ramp, on the stage area, who turned up behind him? But the biggest babyface in the company now, Tommaso Ciampa, he hugs it out with both Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae. And yeah, it was a great match because of the third fall. Because of the third fall, it was a great match. 4.25 stars. It could have got... I could have easily broken the... No, it has to be 5 stars. I could have easily broken that for this match. But the first 2 falls didn't really do it for me, unfortunately. And I still think Ricochet versus Gargano is by far still the match of the year at the moment, for me, anyway. And just to recap on all those star ratings that I've given, War Raiders defeating Ricochet and Black, 4 stars. Dream defeating Matthew Riddle, 3.5 stars. Volta beating Pete Dunne, 3.75 stars. Baszler defeating Io Shirai, Kairi Sane and Bianca Belair, 3 stars. And then Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano, 4.25 stars. As a whole, as for moments and whatnot, in my opinion, I think this is the best takeover ever. I've given the whole as a show a 4.5 star. It's a close one with Nola last year, very close one, but I think just edged it. I think I need to kind of watch them back to back, but I'm pretty sure this just edges it. If you did like that, please leave a like on the video. Please subscribe if you're new. It's something different that we haven't done on the channel before. It's going to replace reviews, and instead of reviews, we're going to give star ratings more emphasis on the star ratings, essentially, because reviews, I'm a fan basically, and we do this for fun, and I'd much rather watch the pay-per-views and not have to make notes on it, and just enjoy the pay-per-view and get into it, and then I can just say, oh, I really like that match, 4-star or whatever. So yeah, we're gonna probably work it on this way. But yeah, like, subscribe, check us out on Twitter at BadBookersWP, Facebook and Instagram and Patreon is the website /BadBookers, and check out our website as well, www.badbookers.com. All the links are in the description. Go check them out, subscribe, like, and all that jazz. And I shall see you later on today, probably, for WrestleMania ratings. There's going to be some controversial ones in that, I feel. Thank you very much for watching.